Shalom. Let's give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, that taught us His word. I just want to talk about what's going on over in Europe, the Middle East, wars, rumors of wars, the end times. Got this article out of news.antiwar.com entitled U.S. lean towards giving Ukraine long-range rocket systems. So the U.S. is really, invested, in this war, in helping out, Ukraine. But ultimately, this war is going to turn into a much bigger war. The World War III that's prophesied, in the scriptures. The Lord will, But it was dated May 27th, 2022. U.S. leaned towards giving Ukraine long-range rocket systems. Earlier reports said the U.S. was hesitant to provide Ukraine with such weapons over concerns they could be used to hit targets inside Russia. Politico reported Friday that the Biden administration is leaning towards giving Ukraine advanced long-range rocket systems, which could mark a significant escalation in the U.S. military aid to Kyiv. Ukraine has pledged with the U.S. to send the multiple launch rocket system and high mobility artillery rocket systems. Both systems might be included in the next weapons package for Ukraine that could be announced next week, but it hasn't been approved by the President Biden or Secretary of Defense. Certain munitions fired by the MLRS systems could reach ranges of 190 miles, but a U.S. official said those types of long-range munitions won't be sent to Ukraine. Instead, Ukraine will likely receive systems that can launch munitions between 20 and 45 miles, which would still make it the longest-range weapons provided to Ukraine. Ukrainian officials have been pleading with the U.S. to send the MLRS systems for months, but earlier reports said Biden was hesitant to give Ukraine rocket systems over concerns they could be used to hit targets inside Russia, which would risk prolonging the war and provoking Moscow. Former Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on Thursday warned the West against giving Ukraine weapons that could hit Russian territory, calling it a serious step towards unacceptable escalation. The next weapons package for Ukraine could come out of the new $40 billion aid package for Ukraine President Biden recently signed into law, which includes $11 billion in presidential drawdown authority. But yeah, everything's escalating up. The Russian foreign ministry warned against it, even though, giving Ukraine weapons that could hit Russian territory, a serious step towards unacceptable escalation. But, it's going to escalate, The Most High wants it to escalate. It's His determination, to gather these nations together, for World War III. And the angels are working on the minds of these leaders. So this war is going to escalate. This is just one of many things that's going on. Recently, the Iranian military leader was assassinated. And now there's another article out of Zero Hedge that says Iran seized two great tankers, in Gulf as retaliation for U.S. taking oil. This is out of ZeroHedge.com, dated Friday, May 27th as well. So a lot is going on this weekend. Iranian military operatives have seized two Greek oil tankers in the Persian Gulf on Friday. The Associated Press initially reported that the U.S. Navy is looking into the reports. The tankers are boarded in international waters in the Gulf, with the AP in follow-up saying that the IRGC operatives now have control over the ships. The guard's announcement comes as tensions remain high between Iran and the West over stalled negotiations regarding its rapidly advancing nuclear program. Greece's foreign ministry said Iranian authorities violently took over the two ships in an act of piracy. Uh, Industry monitor Lloyd's List Maritime Intelligence describes that its sources confirmed that the two seemingly similar operations, the Suez Max's Delta Poseidon and Prudent Warrior, both under Greek flag, were approached by Iranian helicopters on Friday afternoon. They were both boarded by military personnel and later escorted by naval vessels from international traffic lanes to Iranian waters a few miles off the coast. Iranian sources stated following the tanker seizure in the Mediterranean, the Islamic Republic has decided to take punitive measures against Greece after it seized an Iranian tanker and let U.S. government confiscate its crude oil. So yeah, Iran just seized two oil tankers, two Greek tankers as retaliation. You know. So yeah, you know, these wars, rumors of wars, but this is what we're told to look after, to look forward to. These prophecies, and what's going on. The first scripture is Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So that was always the question, the disciples, the prophets always asked, when's the kingdom coming, And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. You gotta look for these wars, rumors of wars. There's a rumor of war right here, the hearings of wars, escalation of wars. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. Now we've been having these earthquakes in diverse places. Now we're getting the pestilences. This new monkeypox that's popping up now. All these different diseases that are out here. The famines, we're close to this famine now. With all this inflation that's going on. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So yeah, we're just in the beginning of sorrows, man. But when the end's going to come, when that hour of temptation comes, the charagma. They introduce that charagma, and it's mandatory for everyone, Exodus 2nd Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, we gotta measure these times diligently, man. For therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, there's been numerous occasions of uproars of the people, going back years. Really since that Arab Spring back a few years ago, and you had riots and uproars of the people ever since, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. We just had a major sign, a few days ago, that blood moon, these blood moons, eclipses, all that. There's signs from heaven, And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, wherein ye have believed. It's important to keep up on your works, man. Do His work, and have that faith, endure unto the end, man. And the same shall be saved. That's what it's all about, for that salvation, shall be said for everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, wherein ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation from my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Yeah, you want to be preserved from these said perils. Yeah, we want to be preserved from these famines and pestilences, and all the perils that are coming in the time of Jacob's trouble. As we just read, it said that these are the beginning of sorrows. So it's going to be a time like it's never ever been before on the planet, man. We want to be preserved from that. Preserve, from the said perils and from, the evil day that's coming, man. The time of Jacob's trouble, But with that, I just wanted to bring out these two recent articles, these updates. The U.S. is leaning towards giving Ukraine more weapons, man. So this war is going to escalate. Obviously it's going to escalate more in the Middle East as well. Just measure thou the time diligently. With that, shalom.